Oh, it's you. Yes. Thanks Malphas, she was calm when I gave her the potion. It was over quickly, as you said. Just like falling asleep. She's walking in the eternal paths now, together with her mother. Mm-hmm.
Huh? Can I help you?
Is it important? Hello?
What? Did you say something? No, I'm perfectly fine. I'm sorry. My sister, Gadia, she... I don't know if you've heard about it, but there was this incident in the temple, the Red Madness. And you've heard about it. My sister... She was a novice, just as I am. And she... You know, she met this boy. He was only of the manufacturer's path, and neither our parents nor the Holy Order would have approved. She wanted to leave the city with him, travel the lands, just like in the bard songs. I called her a fool. I told her that it was our path to serve the Order, and that leaving here would be a sin. 3 days later it happened. She sat in the first row in Europe. You know. You say it as if it were far-fetched. But it is my fault. Without me, she would be with that boy in Dunville, building a new life. It is my fault she was in the lecture that day. No matter how I twist and turn it, this is how it is. Maybe. Maybe not. Anyway, I should go back to the temple. Thank you for your words. Walk blessed.
Yes.
Well met.
Walk blessed. Of course, sister. I completely forgot. Oh, hero, you damned old fool. I guess I should be lenient with her. Here, I think I owe you this for your time. Now, excuse me. We have a lot to do here. This just doesn't make any sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
There you are. Blessed. You have a moment?
Ah, greetings. Of course. What do you need?
What?
To find out more about the Tyrian Civil War, the one that took place shortly before the cleansing. That's your area of expertise, isn't it?
Well, I did study the Chronicles, so I suppose so, yes. What do you need to know?
This Shadow, the commander of Ellikir, who incited the conflict. What do you know about him?
Only what's written in the old lore. He was a fast climber, and he wasn't born into the cast like most sun priests are.
Wait, so you're saying he was no Dilder by blood, and yet he made it to their commander?
Yes, because he was a pragmatist. Whatever was necessary to gain an influence and power, he did it. You know the kind of person.
That doesn't go along well with
Yes.
started this war against the Ithian.
Why?
Well, you know, usually pragmatists are merely concerned with themselves.
You're a foreigner, aren't you? I wish I'd have crossed the Red Sea once. Or seen Hera, the Grand Bazaar.
Huh? Can I help you?
You there! You look as if you could do with a fine loaf of our... Certainly! A pleasure for the young and the old, for the tall and the small. See for yourself.
Well, comes a point when you just have to live with it.
Is it
fades away at the end of the day. Ta-dum-dum. Mm-hmm.
He's so hungry.
He has to.
What? As you like.
Safe trip.
What are you doing here? Go someone else.
Madame?
Interesting.
Always
What? It is. Why? Well, actually, it's simple. Everybody who lives down here and earns money has to give a part of that to the Ralati every month and get protection in return. This applies to everybody, from beggar to crime lord. That's an exception.
What do you want?
Called you? What do you mean? Did he send a messenger? Psionics. Figures. No idea. Probably some kind of passphrase. No, it wasn't your dream. It was an illusion. You must have planted it in your head while you were at the temple and simply triggered it last night. A mental puppet play, if you want to call it that. Well, go see him. You'll see what this is all about then, but I'm pretty sure he's considering you for the mission. And this is his last test. In other words, our plan has worked. Correct. And thank you for filling me in on this.
What do you want?
A sunchild, huh?
My day.
Madame? Something you want to tell me?
Isn't this nice? The Sunchild graces us with its presence. Conduct yourself, lawyer. This is the upper city.
You? I thought my instructions were clear. Wait until you hear from us. A dream? That? Oh, I understand. Then go see Brother Sorrow at once and tell him the same thing. He will lead you to the Father. Go up to the tower, deeper into the mountain. At the end of the hallway, you'll find stairs ending in a wall. Now go. The Father must not be kept waiting.
Nothing.
I don't believe that. He wouldn't just run away like that. You knew him.
Well, maybe I did. Maybe none of us did. Maybe you
Never learned their lesson.
Don't say that. You know that's not true.
I beg you, brother, just 5 minutes.
No.
But I am ready. I can feel it, don't you understand?
And if only the Father could see me now, he'd see it too. Please, Brother Sorrow. I know that the last step is near. I want to be there when it's done.
No.
You'll see. You'll bloody see. All of you.
Go. I understand. You may pass. Descend. You'll see.
So you received my message. Good. Come, take a seat. I will be with you in a moment. Well then, good to finally meet you in person. I would introduce myself to you, but you already know who I am. Well, you are not the first person to say that. The first seer has already told me about you. He said that you and Brother Wrath recovered the lost pages, and also that you are, how should I say, unusual. He did not lie, as I see now. You do indeed have something peculiar about you. Tell me, how do you feel about Brother Wrath, Farrell, as you call him? Well, do you feel sympathy, antipathy, affection, hatred, or maybe even a connection of sorts? I see. Be that as it may, the first seer had nothing but praise for you, and suggested that I consider you for our expedition, and I have, provided that you are still interested. Good to hear. The formalities first. You will receive 250 pennies in advance, and another 250 if the mission turns out to be a success. A generous pay, as you no doubt realize. I assume you know that it will be dangerous. Nonetheless, I would like you to understand the background of this undertaking fully if you are to work with us. Come. I present the human body, a simulacrum. It's not. As I said, I want you to understand. Does the name Manit Dalgalang sound familiar to you? The man who left his body. He was one of the former Grand Masters of the Order, a righteous man, but also of a very reclusive nature. It is said that Dalgalang had always been a little peculiar. In the few records that are left of him, he once described how he never felt as though he belonged in this world. Thus, he made freeing himself from this sense of estrangement his purpose in life. Well, one day he vanished, just like that, in the bright light of day, during one of his meditations at the Eye of the Gods. Even though there were observers, the Order didn't record his vanishing in the chronicles for obvious reasons. According to them, Dalgalang simply disappeared on a pilgrimage. I believe so. He succeeded in freeing his spirit from the vessel of his body,
and the strange occurrences that happened after confirm my theory. His mother, for example, insisted that he visited her in spectral form at the death feast and told her that he was sorry. His servant, who was the closest thing Dalgalong had to a friend, heard his voice when he laid down flowers at his pathstone. Or the keepers, who saw a ghost meditating in his former laboratory at night. All coincidences or phantasms, you may say, but to me, it is clear that Dalgalong achieved his goal. He managed to separate his soul from his body. He achieved transcendence. I suppose you could say that, yes. Dalgalong was among the first humans to realize how misguided we are and how little of our potential we actually use. When I first heard his story, I instantly recognized myself in him. In particular, his fascination with the idea of overcoming our fleshly nature. I was enthralled and made this idea the purpose of my life, which finally led me to found the Ralati. Frankly, I still find it baffling how few people share this quest. All they care about is the satisfaction of their carnal desires. They are so proud of what separates them from a pig, and yet they achieve little else in their lives. Eat, copulate, die. And all it would take to show them what their minds are capable of would be a glimpse into their dreams. Either way, I digress. Well, are we not freer in our dreams than we could ever be in waking life? We can have our bodies take on every shape there is, and time and space are meaningless. Imagine having this kind of freedom in reality. Exactly, and that's where you come in. As it turns out, the secret to transcendence was hidden in the lost pages of J.L. Tannyson's book, where he describes his initiation ritual in the Room of Paintings. That is correct. But I have had the pleasure of talking to some of them over the centuries, and was able to convince them to divulge their secrets to me. It's not some kind of room. The Room of Paintings is a force of nature, one that has the power to change you in a way that far exceeds the ability of normal magic. Either way, I will spare you the details. What you need to know is that we believe the Room of Paintings to be inside a temple we excavated over the past years. And that is what this expedition is about. You and the other mercenaries will venture into its depths and establish a portal for Lame and me to step through once you found the room, where we will finally sever our minds from our bodies. Correct. It will prevail. Only the Ralame who have proven themselves worthy will ascend with me. The rest of them will stay behind with the first seer, who will take over the mask. Then, when the time comes, they will follow us. No. First, because I have reason to believe that the weak-willed among us wouldn't survive the separation. Second, because our teachings are too important to risk them getting lost. Someone needs to continue spreading our faith. What it is or who built it, I can't say. Only that it must have been an ancient civilization, and by ancient, I mean one that existed long before the Pyreans. The Black Libra, the cult the Butcher of Arc belonged to, merely used this place to conduct their rituals of initiation. In the Frost-Cliffed Mountains, that's where you will go. They could, but the temple is dangerous. Only if you let them eat you. According to my research, 4 groups need to enter the temple simultaneously through its 4 individual entrances. These groups will be made up of 2 mercenaries and 1 voice each to guide you. Once you've found the temple, your mission will be considered a success, and you will be paid. Any questions? I don't know. Finding that out is part of your mission. As soon as possible, after this conversation has ended, you will make your way to the excavation site and wait for my arrival. Since you've already worked with Brother Wrath, you will form a group with him and another mercenary I will choose myself. Do you have a map? Show me. Good. This is where you'll find the site. I recommend you take a Myrad to the Frostcliff Tavern and walk from there. You will.
What the?
Oh, you. I take it you accepted the Father's invitation. Tell me. I see. Though I still don't understand why the Father wanted you personally. That's not like him at all. Either way, now comes the critical part. This expedition is the only chance we're going to get. The fact that he assigned us both to the same group is a good start. Join our cause? We don't. We kill him the first chance we get. The last thing we need is an additional risk. Well then, I suggest you head to the temple as soon as possible. I'll probably arrive with the Father. No idea. Let's just prepare for the worst. Until then, I'm counting on you.
Yes.
Well, well. The venerable sunchild graces us with